We're with SPU women's basketball coach Julie Heisey. Coach Heisey and her Falcons getting ready for an exhibition game this weekend against George Fox. Coach, you've had a couple weeks of practice with everybody here. What have you seen so far, and what do you like out there?
Well, I like our team. I mean, we got a lot of returners. I think we have great energy. Like everybody wants to always be better, faster. Mm-hmm. But it's still a journey, and I'm happy, though. I feel like this week that we definitely made strides, and especially on defense, which defense should be ahead of offense. So that's kind of one of those things that you're always looking for. And we have really good leadership, and I really like, our seniors and the way they're setting a good tone. And I think Erica and Jordan and Lindsay and Courtney especially are doing a great job being leaders.
7 seniors out there, that's got to be a bit of a plus for you. I don't think you've ever had that many before in the time.
No, it's not something you plan for, that's for sure. But we have 7 seniors. Obviously, 6 are returning. Cece's brand new. Mm-hmm. But, it's good. There's a lot of familiarity, and that's good. But there's also sometimes you have to remind people that just because it's familiar doesn't mean there's not, there's still things we have to learn. But they're doing a great job.
You've had a chance to do a couple of scrimmages in the past couple of weeks. What have you seen out of those, and with some positives and some things to work on from those games?
Scrimmages are awesome because scrimmages allow everybody to play, and I think just giving people time on the court, getting different combinations, and obviously having film to learn from. So, I think our scrimmages, we've only practiced a little over 2 weeks, so there's still a lot of room for improvement. But I think that when we play good defense, we really can be disruptive, which I like to see that. And I do like to see that I think we have a pretty good balance of inside-outside shooting, and that's what we want to keep focusing on too.
Okay. And with this group, what you know about these kids, where do you see some strong suits for this team heading into the season?
Well, I think, just because we've had a lot of kids that have played a lot, I think we're pretty smart. Okay. And I think that's something that will carry over, especially when you're in tight situations or you're not playing well, like just understanding what do we need to do. And so I do like that. And I think just understanding, this group of seniors I think is really hungry. And they've always been really hardworking and wanting to get in the gym. And so again, I think those are good traits as far as just going into the season, because the season's long and we don't want complacency. We know last year we finished short of our goal of not getting to the NCAA tournament, and we want to stay healthy, and that really is a goal that we want to do this year, is get back into an NCAA regional. And
you mentioned being hungry. The fact that it didn't quite work out the way you wanted to last year with these seniors particularly, did that hunger carry over from last year into this year?
Yes, for sure. The way they worked in the off season, I think just their attitude for practice, and we just have a lot of kids that are gym rats. They love basketball, they love each other, and that makes it really fun.
Okay. In addition to all that veteran experience, you've got some good young players as well, some sophomores who are back and a couple of newcomers. Talk about some of them and what you might expect from them this year.
Well, Haley Bennett was our redshirt last year, and so she's coming back, and then Riley redshirted also. And so, Riley's a sophomore, Haley is a freshman, but they have experience because they've been in practice, and I'm excited that they get to play the whole season and see what they can do. And I've seen a lot of improvements, and just you can see that experience factor, like with Haley, that she's not a true freshman, and that makes a big difference, especially playing in a point guard position. And then I think Maddie Hingston, has really improved a lot. And then Cece is one of our transfers that's a newcomer, and she's coming in from Portland State. And, we're doing a lot of things differently than what she did at Portland State, so there is a big learning curve. But at the same time, she's a really good rebounder, and she's quick and athletic, and those are things that you can't teach. And so it's just, she's going to have to learn some things, but once she can put it all together and be relaxed, I know we can expect good things.
Okay. Once again, you have a very challenging schedule, some great preseason games, Humboldt State, UC San Diego, Azusa Pacific. Just talk about some of these non-conference games you have coming up. As you like to say, iron sharpens iron out there.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't looked too far ahead because we're still in the practice mode, but definitely we know we're going on the road next week, and we have a challenge because the whole preseason we're really on the road. We only have 2 home games, and so we have to be sharp mentally, and I think we have to go in and just know the little things like defense and rebounding we have to really control, because it's hard to play on the road. But I like it. UC San Diego always has a really good team, and I know they have a lot of people back. I know Azusa has everybody back and some key transfers, and so they're going to be very good. And then Humboldt and Fresno Pacific have second-year coaches, so I think just having coaches that are more familiar with their team, we're going to see lots of improvement too. So it's going to be good. I mean, we still have a lot of ways to go before next Friday when we step on the court, but I'm excited about our preparation, and just playing George Fox this week will be good because George Fox is a really well-coached team, and they know how to win, and they're tough, and that will be a good challenge for us as well.
And you mentioned a lot of road games. I know that can be tough. It can also be a good thing in some ways to help a team really get ready for the grind ahead, such as it were.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I wouldn't want to do this with a really young team, but I think because we have the experience, I think we know going in this is what we have to be able to do. And I think even going to the Dominican helped us in some ways. I mean, we had to play, and we didn't play a lot of games, but we played games that weren't typical of what we do in America. We didn't know exactly when the game was going to start or who we were playing against, and you just had to kind of react. And I think just being able to be in some conditions that we aren't normally in, I think those things make you a little bit tougher too. So I'm hoping that will carry over.
And you talk about that Dominican trip, and everyone has just a positive experiences. How much will that mean, coming into the season with this particular group, what they were able to experience there?
Well, I think in so many ways we've already won. And I think that it was better than anything I could have imagined. And like you said, everybody had such a good trip, and just our team knows each other in such a different way. I mean, we all slept in the same room for 7 or 8 days, and and just hanging out and doing things we wouldn't normally do. And I mean, I just think it gave us that opportunity, especially with so many seniors and the new people, being able to bond, because it's hard, I think, when you're not in the same classes or you don't live on campus, for fourth and fifth year seniors to bond with new kids. And I think that was a huge deal. And I think we loved serving, and I think that's a changed. Not that we didn't already have good hearts, but I think that just makes us more aware of our teammates.
GNAC coming up. It'll start in several weeks, but SPU picked for second behind Alaska Anchorage. This conference is always tough. Your thoughts on what you expect from the conference this year?
Well, I think that, as much as we graduated a lot of really, really good players, I mean, Western and Simon Fraser, and then Anchorage, of course, they graduated a lot of all-conference players and players that had a lot of good national experience. So obviously those teams are going to have to adjust, but NNU Central, they had a lot of experience and depth. Billings, so there's not going to be anything easy. And I still expect a lot from, Anchorage, obviously, and Simon Fraser and Western too. But I just think our top 7-8 teams are very, very good. And we know from last year too that it doesn't matter. I mean, you can lose on the road or you can lose at home, even if you just have 1 or 2 injuries. Everybody's good. Everybody can score. You just have to be ready every night.
You're starting your 13th year here at SPU, and I think 22nd overall. What keeps you going, Julie, every year? This is obviously something you enjoy doing. What keeps you coming back year after year to keep doing this again with these kids?
Well, obviously it's the kids. Basketball is fun, but just seeing kids grow up and seeing kids change and helping them reach their goals and seeing them come in and learn and grow. And obviously I think the Dominican trip was amazing. I mean, that was something totally different. And we hadn't done it since I was at Trevecca, and I think that was just, a huge shot in the arm. But it needs to be fun. It can't be a grind. It can't be all about winning. It has to be about the kids.
All right, thank you, Coach, and good luck this season.
Thanks.